The whole duty of calligraphy is to communicate to the imagination, without the loss by the way, the thought or image intended to be communicated.
It's clear, it's legible, it's alive to a certain extent, and so it does capture more thoughts.
Just like a dancer, every movement is essential.
Some Benedictine College students have discovered calligraphy. I talked to Shannon Parks, Rebecca Howard, and Patricia Kleinsmith to find out more about their hobby. Shannon, how long have you been doing calligraphy?
I've been doing calligraphy since I was 14, about. I didn't actually have like an official good class though until I was here at college, so I've been doing it like maybe 7 years.
What are some of the challenges of calligraphy, Shannon?
Some of the challenges of calligraphy are like just trying to be patient, and also never sit at a table of guys while you're doing calligraphy because they will vomit and mess you up and you will want to strangulate them.
The most common one is dropping your pen angle, because we are so used to drawing with a pen or with a pencil that it's just a sharpened point, that it doesn't matter if you turn your pen in your hand. You can't do that in calligraphy. If you turn your pen the slightest bit, the angle of the letters is going to be off. And so that was something I struggled with a lot. Running out of ink. That's a horrible problem to have.
Can you tell me anything about the history of calligraphy?
I know Carolingian, for instance, was developed in Charlemagne's court. The monks under his care, I suppose, in his empire, decided, I'm not sure if it was because of Charlemagne or just on their own, but they came up with one unified script because there were so many different hands across the empire. You know, people, it was difficult to read them. So they learned one uniform hand, and that was the one they used to copy all the manuscripts. In fact, in Charlemagne's empire, 90% of the documents that we have extant from the ancient Roman time period, 90% of those were copied by the monks under Charlemagne during his reign in the 800s, I suppose it was. And I find that fascinating, both as a historian and as a calligrapher, that the monks really did save us so many documents.
Okay, so for calligraphy, you want the white space on the page to be approximately equal to the black space, and you're going to use the space between the lines here and the margin to try to achieve that proportionality. For scripts like these, on the other hand, they're very compact, and so you need a whole lot more space in between the lines in order to achieve the same effect.
Okay.
In calligraphy, the angle of the pen is really important. You can do the 45-degree angle, where the width of the descending line matches the horizontal line. And you will use that for the italic font. If you want to do the Carolingian or the uncial font, you're going to be holding it at a much shallower angle, I guess, where more of a 30-degree angle. And as you can see here, the descending line is much thicker than the horizontal line. And that enables you to get the roundness that you need in those fonts. And for the nib width, what you're going to do is you're just going to hold it like so. So it's like a 90-degree angle, it's flat across. And to measure for that, the width you need, you're just going to do it like so. Make sure there are no gaps or overlaps in between them. So that is a width of 3, well, I guess it's 3 nib widths.
I think it makes me think a little bit more about what's being said, because I mean, when I start a project, like the first thing I want to do is like, okay, well, what is the quote that I'm interested in saying? How do I want to set it up? I mean, without a lot of colorings and stuff, sometimes it's a little harder, but not really, because I mean, you can take letters and make them pop out, and that's kind of fun, because it's like, okay, this letter is significant to me and this word is significant to me, so I can make them pop out from everything else and have other people to see them and their significance.
it relaxes me. I'm able to focus entirely on what I'm doing, and I don't feel like I'm that good at art, but I can actually kind of do calligraphy because I know what it's supposed to turn out looking like, sort of, and so then I'm able to get a product that actually looks somewhat nice. It makes me feel like I could be an artist. It's kind of amazing.
The whole duty of calligraphy is to communicate to the imagination without the loss by the way, the thought or image intended to be communicated by the author, which I really liked because it's kind of really what calligraphy does. You're just trying to put into like form, you're taking the words and making them pop out in such a way that it communicates what was supposed to be communicated by just the words. Because when you hear words spoken or you read words, you get an image, and calligraphy is just like the enhancement of that image in the visible world.
And so it does capture more thought than some other forms of writing, like the dent print that you get. So I guess to a certain extent I would agree with that. At the same time, I think I don't know, I think I enjoy it for more than just its ability to capture thought. It's just nice to look at. Just as a picture, I don't know.
I really like the way it looks. It's really fun just to see like the patterns, and I like designing the page that you're doing the layout on.
But it's not just coming out of my imagination. There are certain forms, of letters and stuff that you're supposed to actually follow. And so it is art, but it's art that actually has boundaries to a certain extent, I guess. So, I don't know, I can do it.
I love calligraphy. Why not do calligraphy?